What's going on, everybody? Fitzfinley Constrictors here. Welcome back to the channel. If you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. And of course, that is for the people that watch this later, because all the people that are watching right now are already friends. They already know about the channel, and that's cool. Hanging out with my girl Lola, and she's actually giving me the tail end of an ovulation, so that's really nice. She's been locking up with the butter hypo, so going for the all-white snakes again, but we're going for the all-white snakes that will be 100% hit for hypo, which will be nice. So I'll give a few minutes. People come on in here. Got some stuff I want to talk about. Share some other snakes with you as well. Give a moment of silence here for two reasons. One, I want to jump on my YouTube channel and see this from that angle. And I don't want to hear me talking and reverbing. But also, I got a guy on a motorcycle out front here. Look, oh, my light's on. Let me turn that off so it ain't so suspicious. He's just been hanging out there for a few minutes. Where are you going, sweetheart? Ah, good. Welcome, Lexi. Cara, good to see you again. Kurtwood, mother of reptiles. Heather, how you doing? Tanisha, hello, hello. Good to see you back. Masons Morris, what's happening? It's my girl Lola right here. As I was saying, she's just at the tail end of an ovulation. I could probably show you. She's gonna, let's see if I show you, she's gonna want to hang out and move around. Let me switch views here for me. Oh, well, I'm sure you can see it. And she's in perfectly fine condition. She's gonna wrap on my nice cool neck, just like she would be. She was actually not wrapping her bowl. She was wrapping her bowl. I was just gonna leave her alone. But she's definitely happy to be chilling right here. Again, thank you all for joining. Chris, hello, hello. Rob, my boy, how you doing, my friend? I'll try and catch up with you before I leave, man. Good to see you. Hope your day was good, man. Hope your day was good. Yeah. She's like I said, I think it's the tail end of it too, because she's starting to look awfully dark. It's been a little bit since I've had Lola out, but trust me, this girl glows. I mean, she looks like a rusty nail. She's a sweetheart. She's an older female. She'll be taking next season off too. So she'll do the 3 seasons. She'll take a season off. She's a big enough girl and old enough girl that she could go if she wanted to go. If she's healthy to go, I could. But, give him a season off every now and then. Don't hurt. Where are you going? I see you down there. What's up? Been wonderful. How you doing, my friend? Definitely going to have you on, man. Don't worry. I'm definitely going to have you on. One thing about Lola is she is a mover. She loves to be out about and hanging about. Even in this fatty state. Look at that. It's probably maybe thought it would be a better view. Guess not. But she's a lover too. She's super gentle, This is always one of those big snakes that I take out after a person's already gotten a little warmed up with the little snakes, which I tell them all the time. These little ones are the ones that bite me. These big ones, they don't bite me. But, oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. They never listen. Yep, Lola's hanging out. She don't mind. I'm going to give her a little extra support here, though. I'm doing good, Patrick. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, I actually didn't even notice she was, I didn't even see this ovulation until about 2 seconds before I came over here and started this, because I went to pick her out to be on the show. And I was like, I bet you've got an ovulation going. When I pulled her out, I checked. I was like, yeah, you do. And it's funny, one lock. It's these older females, you catch them at the right time. You not everybody has an ultrasound, and palpating is not an easy thing. But if you keep track of what you're doing, you keep going over it, and you feel a difference over time as they build those follicles. And if you put your males in at the right time, and everything's kind of going well, and she's happy and he's happy, she'll take right away. And that's exactly what happened. I only put them in together once, and that was a little while back, not too long ago, but pretty surprised, a little surprised. Motor Danger, how you doing, my friend? Yvonne, hello, Esther. How are you doing, Cold-Blooded Morse? What's up? This is my ball python retic right here. What are you doing? Come back up. Yeah, come back up. She's a bit of a She's a bit camera shy now, I guess. No, that's not. I don't want you doing that because you're stronger than me. Yeah, you're stronger than me. See, I don't have any bobbies like Chris Hardwick does. I don't have any snakes that will just sit there and want to chill in one spot. I got a few of them. I'm going to try and bring one of them out. But she's really not one of them. I knew she kind of wouldn't be. I thought she was going to wrap up on my neck and just chill because of her condition, but she don't care. She knows what's up. Very experienced mom. So anyway, let's get to a couple topics. The first one is, yes, I'm changing my days to Saturdays for sure. Speaking with my family and just my time alone, it's just horrible. Like I hardly get to pull off what I'd like to pull off in my lives. Not to mention, I would love to be able to go a little bit later, do things a little bit later, have more people join. I sit there and watch, so many people's lives for hours on end, and I usually just leave it running in the background. Sometimes I'm away for a little bit, and I come back, it's still going, and I love that, and I really want to be part of that as well. And I really have a hard time doing that on Thursday nights because, as you guys will see here, around 8:00, my son will get here after he gets off of work, going to school all day and then going to work. He's all right with staying here for another hour or 2 hours, but I don't want him to be up all night. You know what I mean? And having school the next day and everything, as well as all the opportunities that I'll be able to do these things from different areas on Saturdays. Saturdays, I'll be able to go live from different spots and do different things. I definitely want to go and try and do a live from the zoo. That's not too far from me. I'm talking a lot with Buddy DeYoung from Buddy DeYoung Zoo, like I talked about before. And we definitely want to make something work probably early to mid next month, hopefully, is what I'm hoping for. But switching to Saturdays will be a lot easier to do that. I think I got a lot of animals, but this guy's got a lot of animals, and his passion is just to care for the animals. You know what I mean? And you're probably going to be able to tell that. But I'll be able to do those things. These are things that I wouldn't really be able to do on a Thursday night, as well as my wife working always during the work week, and only having an occasional weekend day off. So, this will just work a lot better for me, and I think it will be a lot better for the channel. As far as the channel goes, I have some revising that I have to do. Unfortunately, I don't really follow the quotas the way you're supposed to go. I don't kind of stick to a certain routine. I kind of jump around. I kind of just do what I enjoy doing. You know what I mean? But I should do a little bit better job of promoting what I'm doing in my business by working with the algorithm a little bit better and staying a little bit more on topic. I've been listening to a lot of people lately, a lot of the Iron Animal Show is talking a lot about this. I've been talking about that with some other people as well. So it's kind of coincidence. But once a few things happen and it's a coincidence, then it's something like, yeah, you gotta move forward. So I'm hoping to do kind of more of a hands-on how to, more about the insides, inside of the game here, with the breeding. I usually try to stick away from trying to teach people how to do this, that, and the other, because I know there's so many ways to skin a cat. And it's amazing how people get so butthurt if you don't do it their way. I'm not that kind of person, but I'll share what works for me, and the proof's in the pudding. So that said, hopefully I don't mess up anything. Anything can happen to anybody at any time. Power could go out here, something could happen, and my eggs could all go bad. You know what I mean? It don't matter how well I took care of everything. You can't control everything. But I do want to work on a little bit more uniform type stuff. So anything going on? Nikki, hello. Don't want to miss anybody if they jumped in. I'm sorry. But Ball Python Love, I don't know if he's still in here. Thank you for sharing and liking it for my friend. Also, he's going live tonight with Josiah Exotics, man. Jose Exotics? I don't even want to. It's pretty bad to the bone. But they're going on live, and they're going to do kind of a live thing with Miguel from Always Evolving Pythons. Again, a great guy. I've known Miguel. He's had 10 subscribers. You know what I mean? And he's a good dude. He really is a good guy. Really is a good guy. What are you doing? But you didn't cancel it, right? Ball Python Love? That's not canceled. It's still good, right? I see you're here. What's going on, Joel? There's Joel. All right. I'm going to pop up there. I haven't seen you in a little bit, my friend. Good to see you. Patty, I see you joining. Hello. You guys want to hear how small? If y'all want to hear how small of a world this is, type a Y in the chat right now. It's going to be funny. While you're contemplating if you want to hear what I have to say with that. Look at Lazy. Oh, Dad, I'm ready to sleep. You just chilling now? You all done? All right. So anyway, I'm going to tell you anyway. So about a half hour ago, 40 minutes ago or so, I was at home and I had my laptop hooked up to the TV so my wife could see what was going on. And we seen that Amy Roloff from, God, I don't know, sucks because I know the Little People, Big World, I believe it is. She has her own YouTube channel. Didn't know this. Me and my wife actually met her in an Atlanta airport, her and a friend of hers, and we were the only ones in this VPI lounge. And the only reason we got to go in this VPI lounge is because one of the stewardesses knocked a drink on my lap. And there's just this tiny little, who cares about it, little wet spot that I would have made myself, probably did 5 times before we even landed. And she's like, oh, you guys can hang out in here, in this place, until your next flight. So you can it's a nice little spot. And she was in there. So we talked to him for like 20 or 30 minutes. So we've always kind of had, liked Amy for this reason, right? She's really chill and not what you would think either. But Kara's already laughing. This is funny. So about 30 minutes ago, I seen her out there. I was like, oh, check it out. My wife's like, oh, put it on. I was like, oh, sweet. I was like, all right, hey, I'm going to sub. That's cool. I said something like that. And then I see this little, in the chat section in this live that Amy and her friend are doing, I see this little, hey, Fitz, what are you doing here? It was Kara. And there wasn't really that many people in there. It was weird. Totally weird. Oh, that's some good ammunition for y'all to clown me about later, but still, it was funny as all heck. You want me to switch out for somebody else? No? Come on. I'll let you chill. That was funny. There was hardly anybody in there. Derek, welcome. Hello, man. Kabelka, all these interviews. It's going to be good. You know what I see? I see you're going to be running, and there's a few people that you can check out there. Doug Necker from Hissy Fit Reptiles is one of these people where he pretty much started out with his YouTube doing these interview things, but he would go around to the little shows. So if you can make reptile shows, might be another avenue of interviews that you can work with. That would be pretty fun. Even if you're not even sure who the breeder is. I mean, you can always look at the sign, Google them up, check them out, you know what I mean? Or just go and ask them questions, ask them about their business, but it might be another avenue for you to go down because I see you doing a lot of good stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of fun stuff. I think it's just your energy. You got good energy too, So what's going on? So sometimes you miss chat on this StreamYard, at least I do. Oh, I got a question. Yeah, listen, anytime I'm going to Atlanta Airport, Venom, I'm not in a mood to swing by. You've been there. You know what I'm talking about. It's the busiest airport in the United States. It's horrendous. It's a nightmare. Even with the train that I didn't realize they even had until after I walked 18 miles with the heaviest load of stuff in the world. I try not to fly there ever again. But I was looking in houses not too far from Macon, my friend. I seen a couple houses I like. There was a really nice A-frame on the lake that I like. And it had like a little mother-in-law suite next to it. And would have made a nice little snake shop. All right. So yeah, Saturday nights are going to work a lot better for me. Like I said, we have a lot of trips planned. We go camping a lot during the summertime here. And so for weekends, I'll be able to go live. The only thing with that is I got to figure out how to do more of that on my phone. I don't really use my phone to do any of these. Every now and then I put a video, but I don't normally do it for a live. And I'm not sure. I guess I could do some tests with my laptop and this camera and microphone as well to kind of feel that out. But we have a lot of road trips planned as well. And I think a lot of that's going to go on the other channel. My wife says she wants to get, she might even be watching right now. She says she wants to get involved. No, you're not going to my shelf. She says she wants to get involved, doing this family type channel thing because we do a lot of, we do a lot of cool stuff, I guess, during the summertime. And we have a lot of stuff that I share on this channel. Like I said, I got to focus more on what I'm doing here, and I can't put a lot of Youper stuff on this channel. But if you go back and look at my Youper videos, they actually have way more views than any one of my reptile videos. I mean, way more views. It's almost disgusting because I barely put any of them out. But I think even the lowest one has more views than all my reptile videos put together. You know what I mean? So they get a lot of views because people are really interested in that stuff. And it is something I wouldn't mind capitalizing on, but not on this channel. It's just the UP and breeding snakes. It's just never going to be a thing no matter how hard I try. I've done my best to bring snakes to this place. I'm still working at it. I've gone a long way, come a long way. It's still so much to go, but I do want to start making this channel a little bit cleaner. You know, I've always loved the way Garrick DeMeyer does his videos. The only problem is I couldn't do that. You know, I can't do year-round cutting egg videos. You know what I mean? Or when you breed that many, I would love to be able to do that. But I do love the way he does his videos. He comes on, he's telling you what's doing. You know what I mean? He's showing you how this made this and how it worked out. And I'd love to be able to eventually get into that focus for this channel. I think that's always been my idea, but I've never gone that way. I'm very kind of scattered and about and just kind of showing you, hey, this is what's happening. But I do enjoy that too. So I don't know. I'm going to work on that though. That is my plan. And then you all hold me accountable. You know, I like to tell people about stuff that way. It makes me kind of work a little bit harder at it. Intel, hello, what? Intel? Well, he's going to be blue today. Yeah. Listen, I have a video. I deleted that video, man. I told you I would. Yeah, Rob falling in the drink. Look at Intel. Look at you over there all non-blue like and stuff. There you go, my friend. Straighten you right out. No, yeah, I don't have a choice, Joel. I mean, I was one of those kids growing up where you're always trying to impress this, that, and the other and stuff. You know what I mean? And that probably lasted too long as it was too. But I don't have time for it. When you start acting like, and when I first started this channel, I was getting a little big for my britches, and there was times where I was getting big for my britches, and I look back and I was like, oh, I don't like that. I don't like how that worked. So I try to check myself, my friend. I do. I'm conscious of it. I promise you. Yeah, and I deleted that video, Rob. I promise. I did. Yeah, now if you, Patty, that video that you seen today, that from that post that I put out there, that was actually an April Fool's Day video from 4 years ago. So and no offense to Brian Cusco, because I love the guy, but his April Fool's video for that year was very similar to the many before. Was I'm quitting YouTube. You know, not that 1,000 people weren't doing that one, but I was like, well, I'm not doing a quitting YouTube video. I'm going to do this other one. If you want to have some fun one night, Patty, you got nothing to do. Maybe you're sitting there waiting for, your favorite show to come on or something, the Iron Animal show, one of them. You can always check for another one of my April Fool's Day stories, because I put another one out the following April Fool's, I think it was. And we got everybody then too. It was pretty sad. My one friend commented in there, he's like, dude, you got me. And now that I think about it, I think I remember you telling me this story once before. Known the guy for like 30 years. Hilarious. What? Am I missing something? You know, y'all agree. I think Venom even types with his southern accent sometimes. I never understand what he's talking about. Cold. I don't understand emojis either, man. My son's not. He won't be here until like 8 something. Yeah, I'm ruining it for you, so don't be had. But all my kids are sitting there going, what? They're like, oh my God, that happened? No clue. They're like, what? That was so funny. Was I adjusting my animal house? Make sure you tell Trish I said hello. I seen her jump in and say hi to me earlier on one of those other lives that was going on. And I was just getting out of there at the time. I think it was last night. Not even sure anymore. I've been such on the go. I've been up since 4:30 this morning, like just wide awake, ready to get the day done. And then about an hour ago, I was getting really tired. And I was like, all right, honey, I got to head up here. And then Cara in chat here caught me. You're going to love this, Justin. Cara in chat here caught me in another live chat about a half hour, 40 minutes ago. And it was Amy Roloff's live from Little People Big World. Yeah. And she's like, what? Vince, what are you doing here? I was like, yo, Amy, I'm sub. That's cool. I didn't even know she had a channel. My wife, not long story short, but it was pretty funny. And Kara shows up in the chat. Vince, what are you doing here? I'm like, what? It is a little world. Well, it's a little world, and I don't know. That pun wasn't going to work out right. It would offend somebody. Anything new happening with anything? Well, it sounds like something's new happening with you, Joel. You want me to drop a link you can join and tell us? I'd love to do that. A lot of ovulations. This girl, I just brought her out for the live too, Justin, since you missed it. You know, you're fashionably late. I know how you divas are. Somebody didn't pick out the yellow M&Ms last night before y'all show, so we had to wait. But yeah, I pulled this girl Lola out, just a giant lesser. And I was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to use you. You kind of look like you're getting a little dirty, like you're about ready to go in the shed. And as I pulled her out, I noticed she was ovulating, so another ovulation. So there you go, Joel, another ovulation, which is cool. So that's pretty good. You don't have anything new. Well, hey, Daniel, welcome, my friend. Thank you so much for joining, man. You're always in there commenting on stuff. I appreciate that. Well, Lola's looking like she's she wants to go back, so I'm gonna switch her out with somebody else. And since LKB's in here, what up, Leon, my friend? What's going on, dude? Yeah, thank you, man. That's. I'm a little worried about those ones, to be honest with you. Those eggs are the ones that don't look the greatest. They don't. I've seen really bad eggs. I get a lot of messages too when people see their eggs the first time having eggs, and they get down to the last couple of weeks and they're just shrunken in and nasty. And people are like, should I cut them open now? Should I cut them open right now? I'll be all right. I'll be all right. Gypsy girl, welcome. But yeah, I better go put you away. She's all being good. She's such a sweet girl. I mean, this is the female that this is the only snake that I ever got from Craigslist. And there's no knocking people that got a snake from Craigslist. Okay. Just like I always say, same thing with Petco. People are like, oh, you got a lizard Petco, you're scum, you're the worst. And you're like, that's not necessarily true, because a lot of people's passions start from these kind of pet stories. You know what I mean? They might have a bad experience. Hopefully it's a learning experience and it doesn't scare them away from the passion. You know what I mean? But a lot of passion starts in those places, as well as Facebook. You know, people want a ball python. They live in a small town or small areas that kind of far away, places like where I'm at. They're going to go to Facebook to find these things until you educate them about Morph Market, which will be a new video coming up soon as we bring the big TV up here. I got to get a wall mount for it. It's like 70 something bucks, and I don't have 70 something bucks. So we got to wait. But as soon as you do, I'm going to. I tried it with this computer here, this monitor here, but this monitor looks like crap when the video's on it. It just looks horrible. It would be a big waste of time. Yeah, she's a sweetheart. And like I saying, she's looking a little dirty. Normally she's just glowing. And you know, I'm colorblind, you know what I mean? But to me, she's glowing so much she just looks orange. I don't have any pictures on my phone of her, but I have some pretty crazy pictures of her that came out good. What's that, a gnat? What the hell? Freaky. All right, sweetheart. I'm going to go put her away real quick. I'll grab somebody else out. All right, thank you for hanging out, my sweetheart. You're so awesome. Yep. Tomorrow, too. Well, Big Girl's getting out tomorrow. No, Big Girl's coming out tomorrow, so I'll let you go for a little bit. All right. All right. So what up? Yeah, she's chill. She is so chill, Patty. She really is. She's, again, one of those snakes that I'll bring out from time to time when I have people that are really nervous about snakes. I'm going to bring out another snake here in a minute. That's actually my 100. I call him the rehab snake. This is the snake that's turned more minds than any one of my animals. But Lola is another one. She's just really big, so people kind of freak out with her. But I have a lot of really nice, large females that are just really kind. This is the Mojave Orange Dream. And it is a male. Let me tell you, that's something that happened I can tell you about. About a year ago, I sold a couple snakes. Now, my son, it's a male, but he's Oh, pop his stuff out. You got little stuff. But he is on the morph market, but I might, I don't know. I might take him down. I might be using him for something else, but very nice looking snake though. Super clean. Trying to see if what you guys see is what I'm seeing. Pretty much what you're seeing is what I'm seeing. Yeah. Of course, you get that nice little extra glow with the highlights. So you can kind of see what it looked like out in the sun. But a sweet snake. And I love this side neck stripe. Long alien head. It's just elongated. All the way out to the side. Just I always look for those things. You know, like I say, you got poop on me, kid. Oh, right there. Like I always say, you don't have to go out and buy the $1 million snakes. You know what I'm saying? You can have some really clean, nice looking snakes and make a lot of nice looking stuff. I'm always trying to make some really cool patterns. You know what I mean? That to me, being colorblind, I think that's probably why. But I really like patterns and how different patterns work with other ones. And that's probably why a lot of people like the clowns, but clowns have a lot of color to them too. But for me, I love the craziness and the pattern. So I always look for kind of extra things. And I don't know, it is kind of indicative, I guess, with the Orange Dream that it would stretch out that side like that. But I haven't seen too many of them. Almost reminds me of cinnamon or something, you know, like a long, long stretched out deal for the cinnamon. But he's cool as it gets, this one. I've also decided to put up my Super Orange Dream female for sale. I still don't like it. I'm still torn about it. I put her up. Somebody put money down on her. And then their wife found out how much they were spending. And that was that. So I put it back up. I'm regretting it. And I could show you her, but she's deep in shit. I'll show you anyway. I'll show you what a really nice looking Super Orange Dream looks like deep in shit. Oh, you're zombie out here. Yeah, you're uncomfortable. I'm not gonna show you. She's really zombied out. When they're totally glued out, they do not want to be messed with. Hey, freestyle, can I get you? All right, so now we got my wobble head. Now look at this guy. So all you people out there that are new, that are always talking about the wobble, I've shown this guy a million times. This is the worst wobble I've ever seen in a spider. There might be worse out there, but this is the worst I've seen. I've had this snake for 4 years now, and he's got a extremely bad wobble. It really is. This is him at his best, which is great. And he's actually looking pretty straight, but his head is never flat like this. It's always sideways. He's straight up sideways right now. That's why you can see the top of his head, when you should see a side view of his head while he's doing that. And it's okay. I'm not going to treat him like a circus monkey here or anything. But he eats amazingly well. He is in no discomfort. He loves to be handled. As you will see, he's going to crawl around, do a bunch of stuff. So when people ask me about the spider and oh, it's horrible, why you breed it? Well, I do not breed him out of choice. I've been around the spider gene and dealing with it long enough, and about other people who have been dealing with it forever. And if I come to the same conclusion as they do, is that every spider actually does have the wobble, just to what extent. Some is almost, some you don't even notice it. Like this guy, you will always notice it. Some you won't even notice it all ever. You might never know. You just say, my snake don't have the wobble. But I have had snakes that didn't show me any really signs of wobble, and then 3-4 years down the road, all of a sudden come feeding time, their little head shake and stutter starts to come in. You know what I mean? That large female spider Mojave that I have in there doesn't show any kind of corkscrew or anything like this guy does. But she will have her head tilted a little bit when she's kind of focusing in on something, you know, and then I'm like, yeah, that's just that little bit. I do not believe that that it's something that is a dangerous thing. But here he go. He's going to start doing his little corkscrew. He's upside down because he's a freestyle snake. He does freestyle stuff, and I love him. But he is a sweetheart. If he was in distress, he would be flinching back left and right. He'd be balled up. That's what ball pythons do. He's not doing that. He's like, hey, what's this over here? He's almost like a drunk that don't have to drink sometimes. It's almost how I kind of look at it. And it's not funny. I'm not happy about it. I wish they didn't have to deal with that. But I can tell you, I can grab his head like this, and there ain't no funkiness. You know what I mean? He doesn't care. He's chill. Tongue flickering right away without any issues at all. He actually will sit there like that for a half hour with you. Sometimes he kind of likes it. I don't know, it's weird. But no, there's no stress in this snake right now. The snake's not flinching all over the place, not being freaked out. And I do believe if this was a major issue, and again, you have your right to your opinions. You can go off of whatever you want to. I'm just telling you from my experience. Snakes in distress, they don't eat well. They don't breed. They don't want to breed. I'm sure this guy would love to, but I don't let him. Only because he's a mascot here, and he has a really bad wobble. Not that like I said, I believe they all do, but he might be the one that transfers, the hard wobble in. Ooh, let's see if we can get you straight. And again, pretty much the wobble, I don't have a scientific explanation for the wobble. And to be honest with you, Kevin McCurley, who's done it all, know it all, I don't really like his explanation of the spider. I think he knows more about it than anybody else. But I think he's more laxed. I think he was showing us spider. He's like, oh, yeah, here's the wobble, and that's about as bad as it gets. Well, that's not true. And I've seen a lot. that are pretty bad. This guy is one of the worst. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll go in there. I feel like I have to untie him because it put himself right out. You know what I mean? But it can be extreme. It can be extreme. And I think he was kind of hiding from that, or I don't know. He's had to have seen more extreme than the one he was showing in his video. And I'm not dogging the guy knows more about this stuff than I do. In no way, shape, or form am I trying to say that I know more than him. I'm just saying if what he said is true, then here's the proof that there's one worse. How about that? And he's happy-go-lucky. He'll do this all day long. Again, stressed, especially on a ball python, where, they get their name because they ball up into a tight little ball and don't want to be bothered. When they're afraid, they ball up. When they're, nervous, they ball up. They would prefer to spend their whole life in a termite hole or a turtle mound or a tortoise mound. They would rather spend their whole life right there. That's how they are. That's ball pythons for you. So stress is a big, easy thing for ball pythons. That's something that makes them go off food. There's a lot of things to it. And that's not an issue with this guy. At all. Now he will not. If I try to feed him a little bit bigger rat, but I do think it affects him with that stuff, because if I put a rat just a little bit bigger than he's used to, or that's because I was trying to. He's already about 1,500 grams or more, 1,700 grams, something like that. But if I fed him a medium-sized rat like I do the rest of them, he won't take it. He'll bite it, wrap it up, leave it there. But I feed him a small rat, eats it up every week, no problem at all. I do have to hold it a little differently. I can't hold it right in front of his face. I got to kind of pull it off to the side here and then let him adjust to it. And, so it's a little bit different. So there is a little bit extra care sometimes that comes with it. But I'm telling you, this is not an animal in distress. I've seen animals in distress. You've all seen animals in distress. This isn't one of them. It's just not. Just not. Thank you so much, Annette Cruz. I appreciate that so much. Don't forget, y'all, tonight, Ball Python Love and Jose's Exotics are going to be going live. Feel free to put that link in there. I don't have it offhand, David. If you could, I'd appreciate that, to let everybody know. And that will be going on about another hour and a half, I do believe. I won't be on that long tonight. I'm kind of waiting for my son to be here around 8 o'clock, and I don't mind chilling and hanging out. And maybe even if somebody wants to come in and hang out for a little bit, they could. Every time I say that, people don't join, though. I think they think I'm going to mess with them. But I've been going out of my way to not bust balls. I think I'm either really good at busting balls or I'm really bad at busting balls. Either way, I don't feel good about it, because every now and then you get a couple people like, yo, I didn't think you liked me. And I don't want people feeling like that. I love everybody. Man, I love everybody. That's the truth. Talk to anybody in line at the store. Man, my wife hates it, to be honest with you. I'll talk to everybody. I'll talk to somebody at the store. We're leaving. She goes, "Oh, I knew that girl." I'm like, "Well, we're in Wisconsin." Like everybody goes over to that Walmart in Wisconsin up here, and I went to school with her or something. You know what I mean? And you're sitting there talking to her the whole time. I'm like, "Hey, I don't know." I talk to everybody. They're in like mountain time. What is Nevada mountain time? Oh, okay. Pacific Standard Time. Okay. So it's going to be a little bit. Then your show's going to be a little bit from now. That would be cool because then I'll be able to get home and try and catch it. If I don't catch it, make sure you tell Miguel I said hello. You don't have to. Don't tell him. Matter of fact, tell him I said, oh man, what was that nickname? I can't even remember. If I remember the nickname, I'll tell you to tell him. I can't remember what it was. So yeah, anybody have any questions about the spider gene? Anybody worried about the spider gene? Anybody thinking that the spider gene is a horrible thing? I want to hear from you. I'm not going to clown you. Remember, I just said I'm working on not ball busting stuff. What do you think? And pretty much from what I've noticed with this is, again, I've said this before, with this neurological issue we believe it to be, again, there probably won't be any money invested to find out why the spider gene has this. But pretty much if his chin's not flat against the surface, he just can't tell if he's upside down or right side up. That's pretty much the best way to explain it. And once he's on a good surface, he's chill. And he'll just sit there because he's like, oh, all right. This is the world. This is the way you see it all. Right, my friend? But again, great snake. No issues whatsoever. Not a fan. That's okay. Not a fan. Totally okay. I actually, I'm not a fan of, I'm not going to be breeding very much spider stuff. Matter of fact, I'm trying to breed my GHI Mojaves that I want, to hold back that are het for lavender, and well, there'll be pos het for lavender. So, my goal is to go that way. And I only have one spider left in my collection that's breeding, and that is that Mojave spider. And that's going with my GHI, and I have a clutch in there now. So once she's back up to weight and stuff, I actually probably put her up for sale. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to try in the next year or so to really up my stuff. I've always kind of stayed breeding mid-range stuff. But the problem is everything's getting more expensive. The cost of bread gets more expensive. The cost of gas gets more expensive. You know, all these things get more expensive. Nothing gets cheaper. So I got to start kind of looking for future stuff. That's why I'm holding some of this stuff back with that pastel double het VPI Xanthic pied stuff. As well as I got to start getting into the clown game. So if I'm going to get into that, then, you know, I want to try and invest real money into it, you know what I mean, to do some of that stuff. And again, I've tried to avoid clown for too long. It's a mistake. It's so cool. And again, it might not be the clown way. I might go puzzle. I'm not really sure. There's a lot. You all be involved. You all know you all be in the go for sure. So don't worry. I'll let you know. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the spiders will sell forever. These things will never have a problem selling. I don't care who makes a video what. These things make some. My favorite combo, and this is something. So this is kind of a lie. In the future, I will be breeding a spider again. I'm sorry, I lied. Because my all-time snake that I want to produce, it's got quite a few genes in it. It's going to take a long time for me to make from scratch. I've already kind of started, but that is Super Orange Dream Spider, Enchy. Not super Enchy, straight Enchy, yellow belly, favorite snake right there. If you haven't checked one of those out, you should go look at it. It's awesome. It's awesome. But yeah, and to each their own. Like I said, if you're not into it, no problem at all. Again, I've had this guy since he's been a little tiny thing. I actually won this from Miguel over at Always Evolving Pythons. I believe it was his 200 subscriber giveaway snake. It was supposed to be an orange belly. He shipped me the wrong one, and he was kind of wonky coming out the box. I was like, yeah, I think he's best if he just hangs out here for, you know, lives here. You know what I mean? But I totally get it. But he's not in distress. This is not what a snake in distress does, especially a ball python who are so finicky. Oh, man. You going, Ben? I appreciate you, bro, friend. Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, I don't have a ton of plans to breed spider in the future and stuff. So, um, again, and it's also one of those things, one of those topics where I don't have anything proof to show you. Hey, this is what it is, and nobody else has any proof to show you to say this is what it is. So it's one of those things. Like I said, there's not going to be a ton of money invested to find out if the spider gene in ball pythons, why they have a wobble, unless they find out that the spider ball python cures cancer or something along those lines. This money's not going to be spent on that kind of stuff, and that's okay because I'm going to give this guy love. That's all I can. That's all I'm going to know. Just going to give him love. What's going on, Joel? Oh, give it time, my friend. Give it time. Give it time. It will happen for you. Temperatures, humidity, consistency. If you got good feeders, they're eating every week. Females, you're seeing building up. A lot. See, I'm having a lot of stuff go right now because of the way I do stuff here. But for you at home, you're probably going to start noticing your females getting ready to lay more closer to the fall. Hypothetically, I should say, because your temperatures are going to drop automatically because, up here in Michigan, your temperatures automatically are going to drop during the wintertime, and that's going to kind of spur on a little bit. See, what ball pythons are looking for, they're looking for a few things to give you eggs. They're looking for the monsoon season. So they need to have that humidity, a little bit of that humidity. That's why a lot of the times you see people adding some humidity or spraying down some snakes before they put males in with females because it spurs them on. It's one of those triggers. They want to know that that their offspring are going to be able to eat. There's going to be food for them. So by feeding them every week on the same schedule, or every 5 days, however you do it, creates a good habit with ball pythons, which are really habit forming anyway. So it's good to kind of work with them that way. Feeding schedule is always on the same. They're hammering food. Little bit closer towards September, October, November. It's getting a little bit cooler out, so you're naturally getting a little bit cooler in your rooms. And also being up north where we're at, the air pressure is dropping a ton because we have a lot of snow and stuff like that in that time of the year. So a lot of that kind of helps with them. But and also just feeling secure. So if you have your snake rack, like I lost the whole season because they were working on road construction next to the shop, and the whole building was violently vibrating for 10 minutes at a time sometimes. And this would go on throughout the day, all day long for weeks. And then they'd have to dig it up and do it all over again, which was a nightmare. They're also going to be doing it again, I think, next spring because they still messed up or something. So hopefully I'll be out of here by then. But they can be finicky. But if you have, so don't have like a radio on the other side of the wall that you're blasting all the time, you'll be just fine. Off food, good sign. Yep. That's a great sign. She's off food. Now you're going to want to be checking for ovulations. You know what I mean? You're going to want to check, as a male, but you're going to want to be checking to see if there's, one time a guy harassed me and talked shit about me because I said this, but you want to get that snake back out and show you. But an ovulation should look like a female snake, not this one. About 2/3 of the way down, right in about this area, should look like almost she swallowed one of those small little Nerf footballs. You know what I mean? It almost is that kind of a shape. I said that one time, and he's like, "Oh yeah, he's telling people that ovulations look like footballs." No, it looks like they swallowed a football. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I'll say it again. If you're gonna make another video about it years later, here you go. Some more ammo. What are you doing? Yeah, your tongue almost touched my eyeball. That was weird. That was totally weird. Totally weird. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. Sleep when you can. I don't blame you, dude. I can't sleep. I never try. I always try to take naps. It just never works for me. Yep. And not everything's perfect. Sometimes, and this is if you're new to this thing, worry is probably going to be getting the best of you. And sometimes too much worry, and I'm not trying to scare you, but sometimes too much worry can make you can cause you to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Once you got those eggs in the incubator, try to tend to them as little as possible. I know people that constantly, they run right over and they have to candle their eggs 15 times a day for the next 60 days. Don't do that. Was it Granddaddy Herps did a great video on this, and I seen somebody doing it, and I was going to make a video like, look, you're not going to want to do this. You don't want to do this. And when I was looking at it, his video is right there beside, and he actually did a video about when he did it. And when your snakes get older in those eggs, they're going to startle. You throw a light on, they startle, and it can get them tangled up in their umbilical cords. It can cause some issues. I truly believe that. Again, it's just a good rule of thumb. Try to minimize your time with them. I'm trying to read comments too. I don't like to stop talking too much here, but y'all probably appreciate it. Yeah, dude, bless you, my friend Joel, because the first 2 seasons I tried to breed here, I couldn't get any eggs. I couldn't get my room at my house. I couldn't regulate it. I had to, not just because I wanted to breed my rats, but I also got this place because I would be able to regulate the heat in this room, where at the house I couldn't regulate the heat in that room no matter how hard I tried. It was horrendous. Poor insulation and really exposed, through a wind tunnel during the wintertime. So it was really hard. But having this room that I have here for my hatchlings and for my breeders and stuff, it's a room inside the building, room inside the room with the radiated heat, which probably helps with the humidity as well. But it can be kind of tough to get those right. But if you got that stuff right, then just trust yourself, and it'll be good. And be watching for that. Is Monsoon in here? Dude, Monsoon, I just want to tell you something, man. If you guys is he not blue? If he's not blue, I'm going to be really embarrassed. Oh, good. Monsoon, man, I don't know if you're making videos all the time. I see you making videos every now and then, but throw your channel in there for the people. This guy has been around for such a long time, such a good dude. And, I appreciate you always making, a stop on my channel, man. Straight up good dude. Appreciate you. That's good. I see you in here. I see you coming in. You should check out some of these other shows, Monsoon. You'd like them. Justin from My Animal House and Chris from My Dog Reptiles. They do a good show a couple times a week, 3 times a week. And Justin gets up and takes a lot of breaks. You'd appreciate it. My first clutch to pip, around the 3rd of next month. I have 2 that should pip at that point, or maybe a few days before that, but that'll be about day 60, day 56 in that area. So the 3rd of the next month will be one of my most anticipated clutches, because it's a het to het. So, but I have my mahogany het pied to my female het pied, and 1 in 8 chance to hit mahogany pieds, but I'd love to hit them. And it's going to be a little difficult for me, I'm thinking, because I've never seen mahogany pieds and I've never even bred normal pieds. I've only bred pastel pieds and other stuff. I've never bred had a normal pied. A killer pied doesn't give me normals, so I've never seen it. So I know it might be a little bit difficult. So I'm hoping I can see the kind of color shift that the mahogany pieds have. And the other clutch is that Mojave spider to the GHI lavender. Now, I just noticed a big ovulation in my other large Mojave female. She's huge as well, and she's been with the GHI Mojave. The GHI het lavender. And then my dark girl has been with him a couple of times, but he's off food, and he hasn't taken a meal the last couple of weeks, so I can't put him in with any females. So I'm hoping that he got that dark girl in the right way. If not, I've started some new little tricks to kind of get the boy back on food. If they work out, I'll share them with you. Just adding some extra stuff and moved him into a different enclosure, a little bit smaller. Not enclosure, but tub. So see what happens. Hopefully it works out. You're such a sweetheart, my friend. Look at this guy. All right, let me go see what Buddy's doing. Buddy is wrapped up in his tree. I'm not going to mess with him because it'll take me 20 minutes to get him unwrapped from his tree. And he was not in his enclosure when I got into the shop today. He yet again got out. So let me see if I can grab him out real quick. In celebration of Miguel being on the Ball Python Love as well as Josiah's Exotics Live. This is a snake I got from him. I posted a video from a few years ago the other day when I actually got this snake, and then I actually had a surprise snake as well. But let me see if I can get him out of here. This isn't a promise because he's if he wraps up, I can't get him out of there without hurting him. And he's already worked up from earlier. You shoot right out of there. I don't like it when you shoot right out of there. That means you're ready to do business. And I want to be your buddy today. I want to be your buddy. Yes. The fans want to see. Can we do this? Oh, easy, my friend. Yeah, he is still aggravated. Well, he's chilling. Okay, he's chilling now. All right, I might be able to hold him in here in a few seconds. Well, that's good to see you chilling out. Are you not chill? This guy is awesome. I got this guy from Miguel. He's not super friendly. He's not one that you get to hold all the time. I really wish he was. I do work with him. And if he starts moving around like he is right now and chilling and stuff, I might be able to do just that. What is that? Oh, you're pooping on yourself, dude. He pooped on himself. And they stink. But I love them. I definitely love them. You all right, bud? A few months ago, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it, but a few months ago, he cut himself. He's actually healing up pretty well. I can't even see it. No, my friend. No. All right. I wish you were cooler, man. I want you to be cooler. Every time you're cool, I can't get the camera on in time before you start freaking out. Yeah. Got a lot more work to do with him. I think I can get him more chill than he is, and I really wish he would be a little bit more chill. What's going on, Zach? Appreciate you stopping in. Again, I'm not going to go too much terribly longer. Do a quick little recap. I will be switching my lives to Saturday night at 7 p.m. Central Time, and I'm not positive on that time. It might go a little bit later. I'm alienating a lot of people because of their work schedule and because of their time zone, and I don't really want to do that. So it might be a little bit later. It might start more like 8 o'clock, but don't hold me to it. But it will definitely be Saturday night. This Saturday, it will either be 7 or 8 o'clock. I'll let y'all know way beforehand. But we're going to switch it to them because I'll have a lot more time. I'll be able to spend more time on it and not focus about worrying about my son coming here pretty soon afterwards because he's going to need a ride home from work, and not wanting to make him wait here or sit here for too long because, you know, he's a hardworking kid. He's got to go to school all day. But Saturdays, I'll be able to do that stuff. I'll also be able to do it and go live from a lot of different areas. I'm usually in some pretty weird spots. Derek FaceTime me or whatever you call it on the Instagram the other day or Facebook the other day. I was out at the lake. What are you doing? Yeah, their bites aren't fun. They got 4 gnarly fangs on top, 2 on the bottom. They really are quick. They're really accurate. I can hold him. I can hold him and chill, but he doesn't get real chill. It doesn't get where I'm super comfortable. I get to the point where he can crawl up and I go around, but I'm keeping an eye on him while he's doing this number, and it's few and far between. It's really weird. And he's definitely not in the mood today because when I came in this morning, I had to go looking all over for him. And he was in the hatchling rack underneath some bins. And when I pulled them out, he's got underneath the heat pad, one underneath to the next rack, and then went to the next rack. So I just pulled all the racks from the wall, and then I opened the door that's behind the racks because I got a door that comes in from the back room from behind, and I pulled them out that way. But they can be a lot of work. but they're fun. They're so amazing. Okay, my Amazon Chibo is on a feeding strike. I don't know, man. I've never had that issue. Do you know if yours is a male or a female, though? I don't have a ton of information on these snakes, but I'll definitely won't try and steer you in a funky position. If it's a female, and I'm not really sure what size she is, she might be going through a time where she feels like she needs to be doing something, or she might go off a little bit. But Buddy's never gone off food. Never. And they eat awesome, man. Buddy, I'll get a nice video of this sometime. But Buddy will come out, get his food. Now, a lot of Amazon Trebos like to stay up high. Mine don't. Mine likes to stay right down on the ground and to hide down there for some reason. I always tell everybody I got a broken Amazon Trebo. But when she comes out or he comes out and grabs his food, he'll wrap it up and everything, and then he'll crawl up the tree. He'll leave the rat down on the ground with it by his tail wrapped up on it, and he'll climb up into the branch, and then he just pulls it up to his mouth from his tail and starts eating it. It's pretty bad to the bone. What's going on, 808 Balls? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you in here. Another channel I haven't seen in a little bit, couple of weeks. Good to see you, man. I hope everything's all going well. I hope you all doing well. Hope you got some stuff going on over there too. For sure. I got to go and subscribe to some channels as well. There's a couple I noticed that I wasn't subscribed to. I was kind of surprised, but a few of you, I didn't realize y'all even did any videos. I didn't know. A lot of people are just on here with a channel so they can comment. So for those people, forgive me. I'll get around to it. I promise. Good to hear, 808. Awesome. But yeah, so I'll be going live Saturdays from now on. A lot more people will have a lot more time to do it. I know there's not a lot of hot stuff going on Saturdays. It's usually just kind of a melting pot. So people go on, they don't go on. This way, it really won't hurt anybody, especially people can jump on live and join as well. And then we can all jump over to whoever's going live next, like everybody does. But I do want to hang out more. I want to do my lives more like I do my videos now, doing the game show stuff. I still want to do that stuff, but my videos for this channel have to change. I can't really do the kind of mix match stuff. I really got to focus on things. And I don't have I can't do a lot of those feeding videos. I've been watching all those feeding videos. I'm down. I hate, but I really can't do a lot of those. As it's crazy. It's crazy the stuff that people do when you're like a breeder, and if you have something that they can go after, they will go after it. Like if I was just breeding at home still, it's all good. Then they just go after me, harassing this, that, and the other. But when you got a tax ID and all this other crap, it gets something I don't want to mess with. So I have to try and find a way around it. So I'm going to go back to kind of the old school way where I was just kind of showing people how to do stuff, showing everybody how I did this or how I get this together, and showing a lot more. Since I'm having a lot more clutches, I'll be able to show a lot more egg pullings, a lot more egg cuttings. I'll probably be doing an egg cutting somewhere here around the beginning of next month as well, live. I don't suggest you all do live egg cuttings. I'm giving you a heads up right now. I've never seen a bad accident happening, but you don't see a lot of people doing them live for that reason. Boy, I would hate to see something crazy go down, but I'm going to be doing a few of those live as well. I actually had people that come here and check in all the time. One lady, she got to see eggs being cut. She never even seen snakes, didn't even know snakes laid eggs. And she was pretty impressed. And now she always comes by when she has family by to find out if we have eggs to cut so her family can see this amazing thing, which is awesome. This is really awesome. It's really awesome. And I also got somebody else walking around here. I've had some people tell me that there's a lady and her granddaughter that's friends with my nephew at school. And they keep coming by here and missing me or something, but I'm always here. So I don't know how that's possible. If you're still there, wait, what, Esther? Did I miss something? I'm sorry. Oh, hey, if you're still there. Yeah, like, listen, I'm a person that thinks everybody should just, you should do what you want to do. You should hold your own, you know what I mean? If you feel all right with it, do it. I don't care if anybody's got anything to say about it. That was one thing I had to learn too. I just stopped worrying about people are going to care about certain things, but there is certain things that I have to be a little bit more careful on. I don't want no PETA hate. Jeez, you guys do one little video and get a bunch of crazy people trying to dock you. Need that. And KY Constrictors probably be able to make a few more shows if I do my stuff on Saturdays, which is always good. Yeah, just try and feed again. Go actually skip a feeding cycle. So don't try and feed again for if you feed my Amazon Chibo eats every 12 to 14 days, an appropriate size meal. And they're not ones that you want to get fat. These aren't like Pac-Man frogs where you want to get them fat and plumpy. These snakes don't do well like that, and you don't want them like that. So just give it a week off. Give it, a whole period off, and you should be fine as far as your Amazon Chibo taking a meal. Sorry, I left you hanging there after that. I hope you are still in here, Derek. Cool. Yeah, I bet, man, with that new beautiful snake you got, man. Awesome. Yeah. I tell you, man, Miguel's a good guy, and he's a genuine guy. The problem with Miguel is he's very hard to get a hold of because he's just bombarded with calls and texts and messages from Instagram and all that stuff. That one day, Derek, I was surprised. I told you, I was like, I'll message him, man. I don't know if he's going to get back to me right away or not. He just so happened he did. You know what I mean? But sometimes he's not able to, man. And, he's got a lot going on. And for a guy that has that much going on and still do a lot of stuff for the people, man, he should be appreciated. He really should. He should. Also, I got a ton of stickers. I'm going to start putting stickers up over here. The whole frame things, half of them all fell off the wall and broke down the road construction. And I'm just not going out buying a ton more frames. So I'm going to do a new thing. I think I'm going to get an aluminum board instead of this, actually. I think so my wife said so. But I'll be changing that up here pretty soon, too. So I'm surprised my son hasn't pulled. Oh, no, it's just 8 o'clock anyway. Good. So I still got some time. What's something else I wanted to talk about, too? God, I hate brain farts. But there was something else I want to talk about. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate that, my friend. Appreciate that. But also, this other channel, not that you're all interested, but if you might be, hopefully, I'm told my family that they had to make a dozen videos before we put any videos out, so that my wife's totally fine and wants to do that. Pedals and Scales, thank you so much. It's a big deal too, and it slips my mind. Thank you, Iron Dog. You're the man. That was it. So good. Some waving at me. All right. Well, anyway, I'll go back on the Pedals and Scales anyway. So I was stalling until I could remember, and Chris saved the day. But Pedals and Scales, yes. Right now we've got some donations in. I still am undecided on what I'm actually going to put in myself. I might put in that Orange Dream Mojave. I might do $250 store credit, plus some other stuff. I'm not really sure, but I'm definitely going to do something on my side. We're definitely still looking for a few more things. Again, we're not looking to rebuild anybody's house or garage or anything like that. We're just trying to help them with a little bit of a smile on their face. They could put a couple bucks into getting a rack so that they feel better about having their snakes at this other person's house. I mean, to me, they didn't say this, but for me, I would feel very uncomfortable having my snakes at somebody else's place and they weren't in a good rack and, in a good secure system. Doesn't have to be a good rack system. They're not looking to go out and buy a brand new, Freedom Breeder ARS or something like that. They're just looking to even get the material to be able to do that. So it's in a nice secured way instead of just things with tubs and lids and set up on heat and all this stuff. They would feel better about it. It would be easier. They'd feel better for the person taking care of them. And at least this is my take on it. So, anything to help spreading the word. I'm going to make a dedicated video just for that here really soon. This coming up week will be a dedicated video just for that. And I do need to push it off until next month. And for a couple of reasons. I want to give it a little bit more time to do a little bit more. I haven't had a whole lot of time to start reaching out to some people. I happen to know a couple of folks, and I want to be able to reach out to them and maybe kind of beg them to kind of do something, toss a little something in there, to make it a little bit cooler. But I haven't had a chance to do that, and that's going to take some time because people have a lot of things going on. And again, I want to do a little bit. So don't be upset if that upsets anybody, but I think it's best for everybody if we do that. Put it off maybe till like the first or second week of next month. I haven't been able to put a ton of time in, and I've been seeing Iron Dog and all you all talking about it, and I appreciate it so much. I know Jerome from No But Limit Royals, I believe he's putting in $150 gift card towards his stuff and a couple shirts or something like that. Again, I'm not going to go over the list of stuff right now because I don't have everything solid and set in stone. But I also know that I think some other people, I'm not going to say names just in case things have changed, but they ran into a collection that they actually recently collected up on, and they were thinking about being able to donate to snake as well. So I can do snakes, I can do gift cards, I can do a few different things. I also wouldn't mind holding off just a little bit longer because I have a couple cool clutches that are going to be hatching out here about that time. And there might be different options that I can put on the table that are pretty badass. You know what I mean? So that's the way I would like to go. I appreciate you all so much. I really do. Thank you so much for all the love and support. All you got to do is come in here and hang out with me. You don't got to be doing the super chats and all that good stuff. I got a tally of the stuff that's going on with the super chats. I'm saving it up. We're going to do another game show, but I got a different plan for the game show too. I like the fact that I put some time in and I goof off and, and I'll dress the part and I do that kind of stuff. But I think I'll be able to reach a little bit more people and have a little bit more fun if I do it in a little bit more organized way, which will be a lot easier to do on a Saturday night when I have all of Friday evening, all of Saturday morning to get ready. And on Thursdays, I have about 2 hours to kind of get ready. And if I plan it out through the week, then I only get about a half hour, 35 minutes that I can actually work on it. And it's just giving me a crap product. So hopefully Saturdays will give me a better product. Again, there'll be a lot of stuff on the road as well. So I'll be going live from a lot of different places. We're doing a lot of traveling stuff, a lot of motorcycle traveling stuff this summer as well. We're going to be putting that stuff out on another channel that will not kind of go live until probably the fall. Like I said, my wife wants to do this channel. My boys want to do this channel. I said, you guys got to get a dozen videos underneath the wing before we click on this and let one go out, so that I know you guys actually want to do this. You know what I mean? Because they might, you know how it is. You start doing videos and then maybe a few weeks in, you might not be into it as much anymore. And then all of a sudden your little family channel is getting smaller and smaller. And now I'm sitting there running 2 channels by myself talking to you all. So, but hey, I don't mind talking to you all. Another reason why I want to do Saturday nights where I can have more people on and do more stuff. I do have some cool interviews coming up as well. Again, I'm going to do this interview with Rocky sooner or later. I keep teasing you all about it. I'm going to go over to Buddy DeYoung Zoo. If you haven't checked out Buddy DeYoung Zoo, you can check him out even on YouTube. You can check out videos over there. The guy's got a hippo. He's here in the UP. He's a couple miles down the road from me. Tigers, bears, lions, oh my, all that good stuff. Orangutans, a lot of cool stuff. Now, I don't think Buddy's watching my channel, and I hope he isn't, because I don't want to offend in any sort of way, but this guy is one of them guys that lives and breathes what he's doing, and you're going to be able to tell right away. His care is into those animals. Everything is those animals. It's just the way these people are. And I understand it, because so much concentration has to go into when you're dealing with big cats and big animals like that you have to be that kind of dedicated just to stay alive, if I'm being honest. Scales, thanks for stopping in. I'm going to be ending this there, though. Please, everybody go check out Ball Python Loves and Josiah's Exotics. I believe it's on Josiah's Exotics. If anybody has a link to that, feel free to click it in there, because I don't. They're going to be going live here in about an hour and a half, 2 hours, with Miguel from Always Evolving Pythons. And I can tell you, I've been friends with Miguel before people even knew who he was. I've been friends with Miguel when they called him Mike. Okay, that's what he originally told me. His name was Mike when I first met him. No joke. Thank you so much, Ball Python Love, for clicking that link. You guys definitely want to go check that out. While you're in chat, tell Miguel that Going You sent you, and he might give you a nice little wink. He's like I said, he is a good friend. He's always been a good friend, and I've always tried to respect Miguel. He's a giver. He is such a giver. I've had to tell him no a lot. Like, no, man, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But he means it. He's got a kind heart. And I'll tell you, a lot of the people in his position don't want to make time for anybody but what they're doing or how they're doing it. And he's not that kind of guy. I can't say enough good stuff about him. So if you need any other reason to go over there and check out that channel, go over and check it out for checking out Miguel. Ball Python Love and Josiah are just as amazing. You know what I mean? They're bringing it to it. And I'm really stoked that you guys get to do that interview. So go check it out. But if you're not going to go over there for any other reason, go over there and see how humble Miguel is. Such a humble, cool guy. If you hung out with Miguel outside of stuff, didn't know him, you would never know what kind of financial position he's in. He talked to anybody, everybody from all sorts of classes and levels. He's never, ever once made anybody I know feel like they weren't, like he wasn't unequal. They weren't an equal with him. And I can't appreciate him enough for that because, I mean, he's made his mark. So, all right, I'm out. I love y'all. Before I go, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell, let you know I upload a video. And as always, I love